Hi, today I'm going to talk a little bit about all different types of knitwear for men, all different types of jumpers that can be purchased for all different seasons. In Australia especially, it can be summer, but it can still be cold, so people still wear knitwear all year round. And for that purpose, there are different types of knits, different weights, different thicknesses, different types of wool, and that keeps people warm in different types of climates. So, seeing as though we're still in summer, I'll start with the Superfine Merino Wool Knit. So, why would somebody buy this? Well, this type of knit keeps the bones warm. It's superfine merino wool, very, very thin. You can see my hand through it on some instances. Now, you can purchase this in winter, in summer, or in spring. And it's for those milder days where it's not necessarily cold, but there might be a little bit of a chill in the air, or it might be cold in the office, and you just need something to keep your bones warm to save you from that chill. Also for traveling on aeroplanes when the air conditioner's on. Now, buying a garment like this, generally knitwear kind of works like this. The finer the weight of the wool, the slimmer the fit. So something like this would fit quite narrow on the body, narrow on the sleeves, short under the arms. And the reason they make fine weight knits like that is for the purpose if you want to wear a blazer or a jacket or a cardigan on top, it enables you to. As knitwear gets heavier, the width gets wider, the sleeves get wider, the shoulders get lower, and that stops you from really wearing a blazer over the top and really gives you that ability to maybe even wear another jumper underneath. And I'll get through that a little bit later, serving different types of purposes for different types of customers. So that's the Superfine Merino Wool. When would we buy this? As I said before, you'd be purchasing something like this to keep your bones warm on those milder days, or in those environments where there's a little bit of aircon, but it's still hot outside. And a fine weight merino wool jumper like this comes in 24 different colors at the moment. Can go up to 30 at some points, down to about 16 colors at some times of the year. We do go a little bit thicker here. This is one of my favorites. It's still not a heavyweight. It's slightly thicker than the Superfine Merino. This is the fine merino blended with the cashmere. This comes in a number of colors as well. Serves a very similar purpose to the fine merino, but because it's got that cashmere, it keeps your bones warm in those colder days. Someone like myself, I'm quite petite, so I don't like very heavy knits. So these type of knits, both the cashmere one and the Superfine Merino, they fit me better than most. So I often wear garments like this on the colder days, and I'll put a vest on top. A garment like this comes in a number of different options. You've got them in V-necks, which is that type of neck there. You've got them in a half zip with a bit of a high neck, again protecting your neck from those colder, windier days. Both of these garments, both this and the fine merino one, they're very easy to maintain. You can machine wash them cold. You can iron them instead of a dry clean. I put the iron on steam setting. I iron my garments all the time. I hang them over a chair or even over an ironing board like that to breathe after I've worn them. And then I'll put them on the next day or a day after. And really you don't need to wash them too frequently at all. If you do get a little mark, you can just spot clean that area as well. We also have another type of knit which comes in both vests in about 9 colors at the moment, and in pullovers in 12 colors at the moment. And this is referred to as the Ansett Superwash wool. It's not as soft as the fine merino, but it lasts an absolute lifetime. They've been carried in the local department stores for over 40, 50 years. Often referred to as the Ansett machine washable range or the Superwash range. They can be referred to as both names. The wool is not as soft as the merino, as I said before, but it's as durable as can be, thicker than the fine merino, so it gives you that extra warmth. A lot of companies in Australia use this garment as uniform, so we supply a lot of uniform companies, and then some of the bigger companies like the electricity or water, any of those utility companies, they use these garments as their uniforms for years in both pullovers or jumpers, depends where you're from, how you call them, or sweaters in America, or vests. So, and they come in the standard uniform colors as well of navy, navy blue, black, that's the charcoal obviously. They come in a denim colour, burgundy, all heaps of options. You can go to Sweaters Australia and have a look, and under the superwash section you'll see them, or the superwash vests as well. Also to mention, we spoke before about the fine merino for the purpose on those more mild days where it's not as cool. They also come in vests as well. There's only 5 or 6 colours in the vest, so they also serve that purpose of just keeping your bones warm in that area if there's aircon or so, but when it's not that cold of a day, you don't want something too thick. Now, getting to those thicker garments that I spoke about earlier, they come in a number of things, but I like to talk about the cable knits. Cable knits are a classical knit, been around like most of these knits for generations. I think I read somewhere in Google that the cable knits were created for sailors back in 1890 or something. Back in those days, the sailors were men, and I think their wives used to knit them cable knits to keep them warm on the ship. So these cable knits come in V-necks, round necks, cardigans, half zips again. We have an enormous range. They're more of a thicker knit, serve the purpose of, well, they look good casually to keep you warmer on those colder days. They also, a lot of farmers, outdoor workers, where there's a lot more wind. So this, as knitwear gets thicker, it gives you more of that wind protection. And the cable knits are in that thicker range. And remember I said to you, as the garments get thicker, they become wider on the body, wider on the sleeves, and lower on the shoulders, so the shoulders hang down a little bit further. So if you were, say, a farmer or an outdoor worker and you wore a garment like this, you may decide to even wear a superwash vest or a superwash jumper underneath, and that gives you the ability to keep extra warm on those colder days. And these thicker ones give you that room to fit it on underneath. The superwash garment also comes in a cardigan. So again, some people prefer cardigans rather than slipping them over their head. Sometimes it's easier to open it at the front. A certain number of my family members aren't able to put a pullover on, and the cardigan really suits them a lot better for their lifestyle. So the superwash wool, or you can go for something a bit thicker, again, another cable knit. The cables also come in either full zip cardigans or button-up cardigans. So there's really a number of options you can go for in knitwear, but I thought I'd help today just trying to understand when to wear what. So again, the finer weight ones on those more mild days, the medium weight ones on those times where you want to put something on, you don't want to have to take it off every time you go in and outdoors. But then the heavier ones, really, they are for outdoor environments. I think if somebody puts them on outdoors and then walks into an indoor environment, they might feel the heat a little bit too much. So I hope I've been a little bit helpful today in helping you understand what to wear in what environment. And if you have any further questions, you're more than welcome to send some questions through to info@sweatersaustralia.com.au. Thank you for your time.